What is going on, folks? It is Rigor Mortis. We are back with yet another video, and today we are talking about Shiba Inu. Folks, an interesting video for you all today. It is February 10th, and as promised, the CPI data has come out. Now, the question becomes, what does this mean for Shiba Inu and Shib token holders? That is what we are going to discuss today. Now, before we start this video, I want to preface it by saying a couple of things. First and foremost, I think Shiba Inu is going to do extraordinary things in the future, and I am hyper bullish when it comes to Shiba Inu. I think it is going to perform very, very well. On top of that, I think the broader crypto space is also going to perform extremely well, but there are some weird things that are happening in the short term. Number two, this video is going to be a little boring, but trust me, the information that is in this video is going to dictate how we are going to move for the next couple of months. That is why it's important for you guys to be paying attention to this stuff. That is what we are going to be talking about in today's video: inflation, interest rates, and what the Federal Reserve is going to do come March. If you guys are new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join the family, throw a like on this video as it really helps the algorithm get it out to more people, and comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about all things Shiba Inu. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Guys, we saw how we've been performing over the past several days, of course, extremely well. But on the day, we saw quite the dip. Now, the market recovered very, very quickly, and this wasn't just Shiba Inu. Take a look at Ethereum. Same thing happened. We saw this dip, and then boom, things started climbing once again, stabilizing a little bit on the day, but on the 7-day chart, doesn't seem like a lot is going on. What I think is going on, though, is this is a foreshadow for what is to come in March, where the Federal Reserve has to make a very tough decision on whether or not to increase interest rates. There is sky-high inflation in the US right now, and in order to combat that, the Federal Reserve does two things. They sell off their balance sheet, and they increase interest rates. Bank, loaning from bank, those are the interest rates we are talking about. So that's what we need to discuss today. The CPI data has come out, and guess what? It was a miss, meaning that the inflation rate was actually higher than what was expected, what the consensus was. The inflation rate came out at 7.5% year over year. The expected was 7.3%, some estimates even down to 7.2%. We knew that inflation was going to be bad. There was no question about it. We knew that we were going to get an increase in inflation. The question became how much. And a lot of people were saying that we were going to get a 0.3, maybe even a 0.4% increase in inflation. It turned out to be 0.6%. That being said, it wasn't that bad of a miss. And of course, that's why I think the markets actually shrugged it off. We saw this dip as soon as the data came out, and then boom, the markets were like, whatever, not that bad of a miss. But like I said, this is foreshadowing to what's to come in March. And that's where it's really going to get serious, because increasing interest rates, whether or not the Federal Reserve is going to do that, I don't think the market is going to shrug that off as much. So let's talk about it. But before we get into that, you guys already know the deal. In the description below and also pinned up at the top of the comments, you guys are going to find my Weibo affiliate link. When you use my link, open up a brokerage account with Weibo and deposit just 1 cent, folks. You are going to get 3 free stocks guaranteed, absolutely no questions asked. The value of those 3 free stocks can be all the way up to $6,300. Obviously, you got to be a little bit lucky to get that combined value, but no matter what, you are going to get 3 free stocks. That affiliate link is going to be in the description below and also pinned up at the top of the comments. So what is happening in March? We've been talking a lot about this, and I've told you guys that on February 4th as well as February 10th, we are going to get some clues as to how the Federal Reserve is going to act. This 0.6% increase, it's not super good news, but it's not terrible news either. The Federal Reserve in March is going to make a decision as to whether or not they're going to increase interest rates. What's on the table is either a 1/4 point or a 1/2 point increase in interest rates. I think at this point, no increase on interest rates is probably a non-factor. I think the probability of that happening is much less than 1%. If that does happen, it's going to send the market into a crazy, crazy bull run. But I don't think that's going to happen. So now we have either the 0.25% or the 0.5%. And a lot of analysts are saying that 0.5% is most definitely on the table. Before I was telling you guys, hey, 0.5%, I don't think that's going to happen. But now analysts are saying with the increase in inflation rates, how the job market is starting to come back to life, 0.5% is definitely on the table. And I feel like at this point, it's a 50-50 shot, whether or not we're going to get 0.25%, whether or not, or if we're going to get 0.5%. The market, in my opinion, has already priced in a 0.25% increase in interest rates. The 0.5% would be a miss. It would be deviating from expectations. So we have to be on the lookout for that. And with the hike in inflation rates this month, it makes me worried that there might be more pain to come. But that being said, there is most definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Why? Guys, we are seeing an unprecedented time in cryptocurrency. Everybody is hungry. Everybody is foaming at the mouth right now for the metaverse, NFTs, and everything. All of that is being built on Ethereum. On top of that, Shiba Inu is starting to integrate itself with some of those communities. NFTs, blockchain gaming, pay-to-earn gaming, the metaverse. All of these things Shiba Inu has been involved with very aggressively over the past several months, which makes me hyper bullish on what's to come. Maybe March comes around, the Federal Reserve does what it needs to do when it comes to interest rates, and the market just completely shrugs it off, or they find it as an opportunity to buy the dip, and that dip doesn't last very long. We saw it earlier today. We dipped down, and it just did not last long at all, which makes me think these people are just waiting for the opportunity to get into cryptocurrency. And I think Ethereum, as well as Shiba Inu and a lot of other tokens here in the top 15, are definitely a part of the narrative. That is why I am so hyper bullish. I think no matter what the Federal Reserve does, we are still going to do well. But of course, it has to be a waiting game. Now that institutional investors are in this stuff and hedge funds are in this stuff, guess what? They play by completely different rules than we do. A lot of people have different reasons to be bullish on crypto, but when it comes to interest rates, sometimes their hand is forced. Whenever they aren't really able to take a more risk-on approach to their investments, guess what? They have to pull them out and they have to put them in the 10-year bond market. So there's a lot of moving parts here, but I think the reasons to be bullish far outweigh the reasons to be bearish, even with everything when it comes to inflation and interest. Of course, also on the back burner, we have regulation. And we are seeing across the whole entire globe right now, regulation is coming in a positive way. People are more likely and more willing to adopt cryptocurrency right now across the whole globe. And that is a big plus for not only the broader market, but Shiba Inu specifically, because we are seeing it at the forefront for some of these companies and businesses, as well as whole countries worldwide, adopting Shiba Inu as a form of currency and also finding ways to regulate that aspect of their economy. So very, very bullish sentiments in my opinion. I think we are going to do extremely well. There might be a little bit of pain, ever so slightly, in the short term, but you guys already know when it comes to SHIB, I am definitely not looking at it from a short-term perspective. For me, this is a very long-term investment. I am looking at what Shiba Inu is going to do years down the line, not necessarily months. But of course, the narrative is going to change as we go along, and we just have to keep in mind that these are things that we have to keep watch over as time goes on. Some more key dates: March 4th, March 10th. The same exact thing is going to go down, where we are going to get the employment report as well as CPI data. And I think that is going to be very telling, because if inflation is truly transitory and we start seeing fixes by March, inflation is starting to come down in March for the February dates, of course, that could be big for what the Federal Reserve ends up doing. So I'm going to keep you guys posted on all of these things, reminding you guys along the way, because this stuff is important. I know it's a little bit boring. It's boring to look at CPI data. It's boring to look at labor data. But guess what? These are the things that are dictating how Shiba Inu is going to move now that we are moving so closely with the broader market. So that's the update for the day. I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. Please keep in mind, folks, I am just some guy on YouTube. I am by no means a financial advisor. I'm just here to put you guys on plays that I am in. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Shiba Inu, but you have to go out and do your own research before investing in anything I talk about on my channel. It's very obvious that this stuff I am learning just as everybody else. So please make sure you do your own research before investing in anything I discuss on my channel. Thank you guys so much once again for watching all the way to the end. It really helps out the channel quite a bit. It's been your boy Rigor Mortis, folks. I am at the scene. Peace out.